Hey everybody, this is Amanda from Amanda's Budgets. I am here to make a video that I wasn't even sure I was going to make. I wasn't even sure that I wanted to make this video yet. I've been talking to some pretty close budgeting friends about this topic, whether I was going to share it or not, whether we were going to talk about it, or whether I was just going to not say anything if things all went as I thought that they should be planned out. But there are going to be so many changes to my budgeting, my channel, all the things that we're working on. It doesn't mean I'm changing anything at this moment. It just means right now I'm really thinking of future Amanda and future Amanda's family. What is everything going to look like? And it really got me thinking. I needed to be thinking about this stuff anyway. And even though it's always a back burner in my mind, I need to have a plan. A set in stone plan that this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it. This is another part of why I put a timeout on paying off my debt for now. Most of my debt is my vehicle anyway. So, you're probably wondering by the title, what am I here to talk about? So, a couple of months ago, after we had finished our roof, I got a knock on my door from my landlord with a piece of paper, which I started kind of creating little clips of this process, and I'm not really sure I'm ready to show it until I know more, okay? But she handed me this piece of paper and she said, well, the owner of the park is going to sell. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I just put a new roof on my mobile home, on my manufactured home, my single wide. Why didn't you tell me this sooner? What's going on? Like, do you know anything? Like, did you know that this was something that was going to happen? And she said, honestly, I'm worried for myself as well, and I don't really have a lot of answers. But they are selling the park. They're going to sell the park. They're posting it for sale, and by law, we have to tell tenants and owners that we're selling the park. This park has a mixture of folks that own the mobile homes, and then they also have rentals. Okay? The rentals cost $1,100 a month to rent. I pay $550 for my space. But I own my home. And I asked her, I said, well, wait a minute. There's a lot of low-income folks in here, lower income than me. We've got elderly people who are on disability. We have folks that are on Social Security disability. We have people who are absolutely retired, cannot work, can't go back to work. We have families in here that are low income, making $14 an hour or less in this little town we live in. These are all known facts, okay? I see the little ladies in this manufactured home park at early in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. They all start walking out of the mobile home park. They've got their bags. They've got their work clothes on. You can tell that they're on the go. They go stand at the bus stop. We have a bus that goes to one of our major cities, twice a day at 6 a.m. and at 6 p.m. And I think to myself, if I lose this place, where's my family gonna go? I'm fortunate in many ways. They would have to buy me out of this manufactured home park. I went to the county. I asked questions. I went to the assessor's office. I also asked questions. And I'm sorry if I seem like I'm rambling, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous to make this video. So for the last few months, I've been digging. I've been trying to get information the best I can so I can make this video. The day before the concert, we saw a bunch of trucks pull in. And these are really nice trucks. You know, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 trucks. I mean, just absolutely beautiful trucks. Men in suits, men in work gear, people walking around with tools, and they have clipboards, and I know what they're doing. I'm not stupid. I think a lot of people think because I make this channel and I'm sharing my journey with you that I'm looking for advice. There's no advice you can give me in this situation. So please be kind and have some forethought in the fact that I'm 35. And yes, I may have never owned a manufactured home in a park, but I'm not blind. I do a lot of things in my spare time. I do. I really do. And, you know, some of it may be looking for whatever my future will look like. Is my future going to be here? My husband and I have talked a lot about moving out of Oregon. We've talked a lot about moving out of this area in general because it's so hard to make it here. I even got to the point where I thought I was going to make a video. I was going to stop by everybody's work. All my friends work, whatever they do for work. And I was going to do clips of them telling us how much they make an hour, how many jobs they have, and how many hours they have to work. Thought about it. Then I thought to myself, no, Amanda, nobody wants to see that. They already hear you every day. Every day I make a video. So this is the most important thing. I have to come up with some sort of plan if I get bought out of my mobile home park. I have to come up with a plan. Where are we going to go? Because I am sure not renting an apartment here. I can't afford $1,800 a month, even with both of us working. I wouldn't want to stay in this little podunk town. I don't want to stay in this area. Does that mean I'm leaving Oregon? No. Does that mean that I might have to look into somewhere else to go? Yeah. What does that mean for my family? What does that mean for my kids? I don't know right now. I have no idea. I just know that I'm afraid. I'm scared. My husband got me this bank a couple days ago, and this bank is so important, you guys. And you might think, oh my gosh, it's just a Hello Kitty bank. This bank is gonna store a bunch of money, or the hopes to be a bunch of money. And we're going to work our absolute tails off. Why? Because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Everything is so up in the air. We live behind a new housing development. And the other day I was sitting on the steps of the porch and it was starting to get dark and I just watered the garden. I thought to myself, Amanda, they're going to rip your house down. They're going to rip it down. You just bought this. You just got to this part of your life that you had been waiting for 10 years. Your 25-year-old self would be so proud of yourself right now. So proud. And they're going to rip it down. I don't know what's going to happen, friends. I'm not saying they're going to buy me out of my house. I'm not saying they're going to rip it down. These are old manufactured homes. This is a 1966. You can't move them in Oregon when they're this old. And even if you wanted to try to, they're going to fall apart. And they're all this age or older. I don't even live in one of the oldest manufactured homes in this park. And I can tell you right now that everybody else here is scared too. My neighbor across the way, he's on Social Security. And his wife works, but she makes $14 an hour. And she was like, we can't afford something else. We can't afford something else. I can tell you right now, after making lots of calls, they would have to buy me out at a price that would be reasonable means. So that would be more than what I purchased this home for. I haven't put a lot of money into this house, and a lot of people wanted to know because I talked about redoing the bathroom. I'm not redoing the bathroom of this house until I know exactly what's going on. And like I said, I didn't tell you guys this part. I could have saved the money to redo the bathroom. It's not going to cost that much. It's a small bathroom. And I have my husband's best friend and his dad who are contractors. And they're willing to come over and help us with the bathroom tomorrow and do it for a really reasonable amount of money. Really, really reasonable. But I'm not going to do anything else to this house until I know that they're not going to buy me out of my home. Does that mean that I'm going to wait a year or two down the line to redo the bathroom and to fix my kitchen up and to do things because of fear? No. But at the same time, I'm not doing it right now. So, the plan is to either create more challenges or to continue on with the ones we have. And my plan is to do this. Where's the binder? I'm not sure which binder I put it in. This is the problem I have because I have done a lot of stuff to these binders. So we have this main binder here. This is our high priority funds. We have our emergency fund. We have our car maintenance. We have our winter fund. And we have our buffer. And all of our month ahead envelopes here. And our urgency fund. This is not going to change. I want to fund these. But I don't want to look at any money that goes into this bank. I could have used another one of these clear ones right here. But I can see the money in there. Right? And it doesn't mean that there won't be dollars and coins in that one. But there's only going to be dollars in this one. Unless, someone accidentally puts money into it. So, for every savings challenge we are going to complete, unless it absolutely has to go to one of these categories, the money is going to go straight into this bank. And this bank is going to become my savior. This bank is going to be the if we need to open it bank. Or when we need to open it bank. Because eventually, I want to have a stable future. All of this that I'm showing you is just stability. It really comes down to stability. If they decide not to sell our park and we have this Hello Kitty jar filled with money, we will continue this process. We'll continue to fill this piggy bank until she can't fit anymore. And then we're going to open it. But until then, I have so much work to do. I start my new job in a few days' time. Literally only a few days. I'm going to give it every bit of effort I have. My husband is giving one of these job positions that he applied for another couple of days as well. If he hears nothing back from them, he will be working at the same job that I'm working at. Because they already told me, hey, bring your husband down here, have him apply. But the job that he applied for is the same job he got laid off from. Just not a corporation, it's a franchise of it. He would get paid less than what he would get paid in the city. But at the same time, he's trying to give it a chance because it's his most recent job history. And not only that, but working where I'm working, it would be a whole new skill for him too. And we sit on the couch every night and we try to pretend like none of this is going on to try to keep a good morale. But I've been planning and trying to stay focused. I did make my budget for my each and every paycheck, my guesstimate of what my paycheck will be. I'm going to be rebuilding my budget by paycheck, my actual paycheck breakdown, and I'm going to go ahead and put the whole month's worth of bills onto 2 different paychecks, and I'm going to budget that out based off of $1,400 a paycheck, and that is the paycheck that I'm guesstimating myself getting, okay? Based off of a previous job that I had worked in the city, I'm making pretty close to that same amount. It could be a little more, could be a little less. So I kind of know how much paychecks will be. I'm going to be guaranteed 50 hours a week, and that's after lunch. I do work really early in the morning, so the afternoons will be filled with DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, because I'm not finishing or stopping anything at this point. Now we're just going to be snowballing all of the extra money we have into this bank and into these envelopes. Once these are funded to what I feel is the fullest, which I haven't determined what that's going to be, whether it's going to be a lower or higher number, I'm going to then take our month ahead stuff and I'm going to say, okay, all of this is going to come out of this binder and we are going to set it aside. Does that mean that I'm going to be a month ahead? Absolutely not. This is going to be for, if I can do it, fingers crossed, that I'm able to work as much as I can, do as much gig working as possible. I get enough Etsy sales and I get enough views on YouTube to be able to fund this by no later than November, because then I'm going to try to use this in December, one of our slowest months. Okay? Alright guys, I'm sorry I got interrupted. I'm not sure where I left off, but I do want to try to get this fully funded by December. That way we can be a month ahead, either in December or January, and then we can start things fresh. But as always, you can only do what you can with what you got. I'm not trying to make this a video where I'm trying to get advice or try to, alarm anyone. I'm just trying to be honest about something I haven't talked about for a couple months now. And I'm just hoping for the best. I'm hoping that at the end of the day, even if we fill our coin jar, that, we do end up being able to stay here, because this has been a dream of mine for, like I said, 10 years now. And some of you guys aren't even able to buy a manufactured home, or even think about buying a manufactured home, or even a regular stick-built home, because housing costs are so high. Okay, so please keep comments positive. If you made it through the end of this video, leave me a hashtag house. That's all I want you guys to write, hashtag house, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna go drink this emotional sport coffee because man, do I need it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Listen, Hello Kitty. I know you know that you're one of my favorites, and I'm one of your biggest fans. But I need to make sure that you hold a whole bunch of money for me. Can you do that? Yeah, I think you can too. I think it's possible.